Hey, profit takers, welcome back. Welcome back. So, real quickly, guys, I wanted to kind of cover a few pairs that I'm looking at. With the election, everything has been up and up, right? So, let's just take a look real quick. Here, right now, guys, is natural gas. And with natural gas, I mean, this thing, I already knew we had higher highs already. From Friday when the market opened. Actually, when the market opened, it closed. It triggered the previous day low, but nonetheless, it fell because it was a second time to trigger that level. So it wasn't a really big surprise there. But it totally gapped up when it opened on Sunday, as we can see here, and put in this high. So I knew we were going to be looking for a long trade. It closed in breakout, right? As you can see here. Let me get out. Let me just, oh, it's right here. So guys, when I do my close and breakout, I just do the green box. When I do the, like the day zero type setup, I just identify that it broke the levels, right? Because that's what's important, right? So the previous day high and previous day low. So this kind of gives you that day zero because it didn't continue to break down. It broke the other side. So when it breaks the other side of the range, then it's on and popping. It's going to be long. Okay. So now, I forgot to open my pen. Let me open that up real quick. So again, the closed in breakout, I annotate that with the green box. And when it closes in breakout in long, right? So it's longs in the market. Obviously, that means a dump and pump. Okay. All right. Get that out of the way. All right. Equals a dump. And then it could dump, consolidate, right? Just go flat. And then it pumps. That's what we're looking for. So that's what we look for tomorrow. Now, as we can see here, guys, I just want you guys to be mindful. This moved early on in the session. This was, primarily for the earlier markets with the gas. Let me see what time that was when it broke that level. Yeah, 12. That is super early. I think that I have to figure out what time that is. That's 9. It's about 6 in the morning for me. So I was not at the chart looking to take this thing long. So it moved way before I was even coming to the market. But if this particular instrument moves in my session, then I'll definitely look for a dump and pump. I mean, I like it when it's like it's clear, like we're looking to go long and we need it to dump lower, right? Whether it's going to be equals low or if it's going to come out here and break out and then come back in, that's what we want, right? We want this level. We want something to happen at this level, right? And with the being that it closed and breakout long, here's the previous day high. Okay. And then of course the previous day low is way down here. So it's either going to, because it's 3 days, right? Basically, this is day 1, day 2. Now Tuesday is day 3, technically. So if it's going to continue with the breakout, then obviously, we would want something like that. We'd want it to, or maybe it might come down a little bit and then continue to break up, right? Maybe it might hit this level. Sorry, guys. Stormy's going at it. All right, so that is what I'm looking for. And again, that's natural gas. So let's take a look at gold real quick. So gold today, we had a beautiful setup. We had, so Thursday, where it broke the low, so we had our pump. Okay. And then Friday was consolidation. It was inside, right? Nothing's happening here. And it did have a lower close, right? So this was a signal day, big time. And this was almost like a signal day. It was almost, I almost called this like a double inside day, because this closed in breakout. Okay. On Wednesday, it closed in breakout short. All right. So once you see that, guys, it could take 2 days for this thing to come through. Sometimes this one took a little bit longer. It took 3 days for it to come through, right? For this trade to play out. Now we can see on the dashboard, it only broke the low twice. So we could get a pullback since we have these, little highs in the inside of this initial drop from today. So this could technically, it may get support here. This is a major level. Not only, it's the open range of the week, but it's also a previous month's low. So we can definitely see a reversal on Tuesday. Not sure, what's going to happen, but we could definitely see a reversal. It could possibly come up to, where this level, broke out, and then it could start to come back down again. Now, is it going to actually, break the low to give us that third break? Maybe not. Maybe it might not happen until Wednesday. Who knows? But this most likely will have a long trade. Most likely. I don't know for sure, but with the way this thing is setting up, it certainly looks that way to me. Okay. So I'll be on the lookout for that. I'm not going to get mad if it doesn't work out. All right. So now let's look at the DJ, the YM. All right. So with YM, we're in breakout, and again, with the election, all that impact news, that high impact news had a lot to do with this, I'm pretty sure. So, we were in breakout Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday was it just triggered the high. So I just still put like a higher high here, but it's kind of like it's a low range inside day. It's not an inside day completely because it was, at the high, with the previous day high level, but nonetheless, being that Thursday was a low range or inside day, if you will, then we're looking for one more pump, right? Definitely, especially when you have two already, and then we have a no trade day here, and then Friday we get the setup, we get the little high here, we get our little parabolic trade setup that played out beautifully on Friday. It wasn't a forever trade, but it was definitely a good trade on Friday. It happened really quick too. Same thing with today. Again, it closed in breakout. Actually, the week closed in breakout. So right now, they haven't broken the previous day low. So we have a low range day sort of. So here's our high and low. Okay, I didn't mean to. Let me just start over. So here's the previous day high and here's a previous day low. We have a close and breakout again. So is this going to pump up to this level? Maybe come out a little bit and then fell and then break? Is it going to break the low? If it breaks the low or triggers the low in some fashion, then that could give us an indication that we're going to pull back. However, it could come to this level and then continue to break up. So you want to pay attention to that, because a close and breakout long equals a dump and pump. So it could definitely pump up to the high. It could dump back down and not break the low, or, like I said, let's do this real quick. It can come up to this level and then continue on up. It could do that. It may not even get to the level. Who knows, right? It could just fall. But what we're looking for here is the previous day low to be broken or to be triggered. If that happens, then maybe we could start looking for, some kind of reversal on Wednesday. But for now, I'm just going to wait, because this totally, again, we're looking for a dump and pump, right? If that does not happen and it fails, then the obvious failure will most likely be at this area, right? Maybe it extends the range and then it fails, because Tuesday we know is range extension day. So that's what I'm going to be looking for on that trade. ES, let's look at that. This one did trigger the high, right? Again, closed and breakout. Closed and breakout on Friday, guys. And I was looking for a dump and pump. It did do the dump, but it did not pump today, right? Again, this is S&P. So because this one set up like this, where we were looking for the dump and pump, and we have this high on the inside, I'm definitely looking at this one to see if it's gonna pan out tomorrow, right? And if it does continue, because we're almost, yeah, we're pretty extended, you know, with this. So it either continues to go in a out of balance market and continues to extend, or it finally kind of just resets itself, you know, and then either resets and pulls back, and then, you know, continues. So again, this is going to be the previous day low. We have the previous day high. We definitely need something to happen here, right, to make us believe that this thing is probably going to look to break down. But it could totally come to this area, get support again, and then continue to break above, and hopefully that will reset it. Otherwise, you know, the other option here, obviously, you know, once it breaks out of this higher high here, it gets to this level, breaks out, you know, and then it fails. I don't know what's going to happen, but just keep those two things in mind. Obviously, there's only three things can happen, as you know, Stacy Burke always says, right? It can either break out and continue, break out and fail, or it can do absolutely nothing. Okay. So those are some of the instruments that I'll be looking at on tomorrow. Obviously, you know, let's see, tomorrow, what do we have in news? I'm pretty sure, let's see. Tomorrow, okay, there's not going to be any news for the dollar. So if all things, you know, work out, then I'm pretty sure I'm going to be looking for the move. Yeah, I'll look at the market at 8:30. But the third hour, as we know, the third hour is when the 4-hour candle opens, and that's when everyone is in play. Okay, so that's why it's so important to often just to sit on your hands. But sometimes the market moves, like gold did today. It moved super duper early because it was already set up. The market was already breaking down anyway. So it was an easy one to just get in, which I just did. I just got in. I didn't really wait to, once I got here and I was seeing that, you know, we already had this pump and dump, this pump scenario here, I was like, oh, I'm just going to get in. Sometimes you can't do that, right? But if it's definitely set up for a 3-day trade, then absolutely. Okay. All right, guys, that's all I have for now. We'll see you in the next one. Ciao.